So let's start with some international news first, where Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos on Thursday has met with a delegation from the FARC political party to review the progress on the implementation of the peace accords that was signed in 2016. The representatives from an international commission have formed to verify the peace accord and have also been present at the meeting. Santos has said that the implementation of the peace accord has been faster than similar such agreements in other parts of the world. The delegates have also discussed progress, challenges and priorities and have aimed at restoring peace and coexistence within Colombia. The blizzard sweeping across the northeastern United States has caused delays and cancellations of flights in New York. Videos that were uploaded to Instagram have showed the runways of New York City's John F. Kennedy Airport covered in snow. Nearly 5,000 U.S. airline flights were cancelled due to the snowstorm, and New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport and the LaGuardia Airport have temporarily halted all flights due to the whiteout conditions. And New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio had earlier declared a winter weather emergency as heavy snow had pounded the east coast of New York. A woman died on her way to work on Thursday when her cart slid into a railroad crossing and collided with a passing train in Lower Moreland Township of Pennsylvania. Her co-worker, however, managed to survive after he jumped out from the SUV before it struck the train. Now, the exact cause of the crash has not been immediately determined, but police have stated that the visibility was quite low at the time of the accident. A large Christmas decoration came loose above London's busy Oxford Circus Junction on Thursday evening, apparently due to high winds. The gigantic balloon, which is known as the Lumiere, became partially untethered, causing it to float just above the road junction. The incident had disrupted the rush hour traffic as a large cherry picker truck parked in the middle of the street to allow a rigging crew to access its fittings. And in Spain, hundreds of Catalan independent supporters gathered in the hometown of jailed Catalan leader Oriol Junqueras near Barcelona to call for his release from prison. Former Catalan Vice President Junqueras had appeared before the Supreme Court magistrate earlier to request his release. Is being held on remand pending trial on charges of sedition, rebellion and also misuse of public funds related to his role in Catalonia's independence drive. A recovery crews removed the last body from the scene of a horrific bus crash in Peru that killed 48 passengers. The body of the 21-year-old Peruvian university student was taken by helicopter and ambulance to the morgue. The bus plunged off a cliff along the Panamericana North Highway on the Pacific coast on Tuesday. For 2 days, rescue officials worked in precarious conditions to retrieve the bodies. The police are still investigating the cause of the accident. Road accidents are said to be common in Peru because of the unsafe highways. The French President Emmanuel Macron has urged the international community to hold talks with the Iranian people. Macron has said that the outside world must maintain cultural, educational and commercial dialogue with Iran, while insisting the country's leaders must respect human rights and also obey international treaties. The French leader had spoken to the Iranian President Hassan Rouhani on Tuesday and stressed on the importance of restraint in dealing with the current unrest. Macron had also criticized the tone of the comments from the United States, Israel and Saudi Arabia. Turkey and Russia have warned other countries against attempting to interfere in Iran's domestic politics. The warning comes just a day after US President Donald Trump had pledged to help Iranians take back after 6 days of anti-government protests in Tehran. The Turkish government spokesperson has said that such actions could actually provoke a backlash and has also rejected interventions to distort the peace in the Iranian society with tweets. Dozens of protesters marched through Paris on Thursday demanding the release of Ahed Tamimi, the Palestinian girl who has been arrested for slapping an Israeli soldier in the face last month. Now, Ahed Tamimi, who's just 16 years old, was indicted on Monday on charges including assault, for an incident which has made her into a hero for the Palestinians and has been seen as humiliating by the right-wing Israelis. Now, Israel has held the 16-year-old since arresting her 3 days after she was filmed slapping the soldier at the entrance to her family home in a village in the occupied West Bank. She'll be tried in an Israeli military court and could be jailed up to 10 years for having slapped a soldier. Days after recreational marijuana was legalized in California, former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson has decided to open what he calls the Tyson Ranch for use by professional pot growers. The property is spread over 40 acres of land in California City, half of which will be dedicated for pot cultivation. The property will be used by growers who are looking to cultivate new strains and researchers who want to know more about the medical benefits of marijuana. Ahead of the royal wedding in the month of May, a political slugfest is on in the United Kingdom. A council leader by name Simon Dudley has kicked off a row after he tweeted about the need to clean up the streets near the Windsor Castle, which is where the wedding will be held. The town's famous landmark and also a favoured residence of Queen Elizabeth II is expected to draw thousands of visitors during this ceremony, and Dudley in his tweet had referred to an epidemic of homelessness and vagrancy in Windsor, and has suggested many of those begging in the two are not really homeless. Hooba has submitted an appeal to the United Kingdom to overturn a council decision to not renew its license. Now, Uber's license was suspended after a data breach and a number of complaints relating to data theft were registered. Now, the cab-hailing service provider has been battling to keep its cars on the streets of London, which is its most important European market. A London court is due to hear Uber's plea in the month of June. Suspected Russian airstrikes have killed at least 30 people near the Syrian capital city of Damascus. Videos released on the internet by the civil defense group known as the White Helmets purportedly to show their members lifting a wounded person out of the rubble of a damaged building in Erbil. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, at least 4 bombs had flattened 2 buildings in the eastern Ghouta town of Misraba in an attack that has killed around 20 and has wounded more than 40 other people. At least 10 people were killed in the aerial strikes in other nearby towns. The Nigerian military on Thursday has rescued one of the schoolgirls who was abducted by Boko Haram from the town of Chibok in the year 2014. Salome Pogu was found by the troops deployed in the town of Pulka with another girl and also a young child. The military has said in a statement that they were in safe custody of troops and receiving medical attention. The second girl was not one of the abducted Chibok students. The abduction of more than 270 students has sparked international condemnation and heavy criticism of the Nigerian authorities at home, along with a celebrity-backed Bring Back Our Girls campaign. Now, 12 people were killed and hundreds of others were feared to be injured after a train struck a lorry and burst into flames in South Africa on Thursday. Transport Minister Joe Maswanganyi has said that the train, which was carrying about 700 passengers, jumped the tracks after hitting the truck, which was attempting to negotiate a level crossing. The 35 people have been killed and dozens of others have been wounded after a suicide attack in Kabul. The blast took place near a group of security personnel who were carrying out an operation against illegal drugs and alcohol in the Afghan capital. The Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the attack. Now, according to local police officials, the bomber had been wearing a police or an army uniform at the time of the attack. Alright, let's now shift our focus to some national news, where today is the final day of the winter session of the Parliament, and the fate of the controversial Triple Talaq bill, making Triple Talaq into a criminal offence, continues to hang in balance as the united opposition has refused to budge from its stand on the sending of the bill to a select committee before it being passed. Now, just yesterday, the House was adjourned after ruckus by the opposition party, citing a lack of consensus on the issue. The Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, who's been a troubleshooter for the government, has called the opposition's demand as invalid and has charged the Congress of attempting to sabotage the passage of the bill. India's External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj is in Thailand as a part of her 5-day visit to the ASEAN countries. On the first day of her visit, Sushma Swaraj held extensive talks with her Thai counterpart. A range of issues of connectivity, security and cultural cooperation were discussed. From Thailand, Swaraj will be leaving for Indonesia, where she'll be co-chairing the 5th meeting of the India-Indonesia Joint Commission with her Indonesian counterpart. And she's also expected to inaugurate the regional Pravasi Bharatiya Divas of ASEAN countries on the 7th of January. Now, 10 days after Kulbhushan Jadhav's family visited Islamabad, Pakistan has put out another video to counter the claims that have been made by the Indian government. The Indian External Affairs Ministry has hit out at Pakistan, calling the video as another stunt by Islamabad. Now, the ministry spokesperson has said that the absurdity of Kulbhushan Jadhav's claims in the video merits no comment, and Pakistan still stands in violation of the Vienna Convention. The video comes just days after India had slammed Pakistan for violating the terms that had been set before the 25th December meeting between Kulbhushan Jadhav, his mother and his wife, and has also raised questions over the well-being of Kulbhushan Jadhav. And what is being termed as a game changer for treatment of cardiovascular diseases in India, a doctor who's based in Western Ahmedabad is using a vascular robotic technology for artery imaging, which is known as percutaneous coronary intervention. This is the first time when the technology was anywhere outside the United States to perform a coronary angioplasty and stenting. The chief interventional cardiologist at Apex Heart Institute, Tejas Patel, has said that the robotic-assisted surgery will help them add more precision and accuracy on angioplasties and increases the safety for the patients. Now, a significant breakthrough against typhoid, a conjugate vaccine from India is now clinically proven for use on children over 6 months of age to 2 years. Now, a Hyderabad-based firm, Bharat Biotech's vaccine type BAR TCV has received pre-qualifications from the World Health Organization. Now, this means that the vaccine falls under the required safety and efficacy standards and stands eligible for procurement by various health and humanitarian organizations such as UNICEF, Gavi and also the Pan American Health Organizations. The exiled Tibetans, India's northern hill town of Dharmshala, staged a demonstration on Thursday against the Chinese for detaining a 32-year-old Tibetan advocate and activist who stands trial on charges of allegedly inciting separatism. Tashi Wangchuk was detained in January 2016 for appearing in a video in which he had advocated for the rights of the Tibetans to learn and study their mother tongue. Now, it criticized the Chinese government for allegedly destroying Tibetan culture in the video. Protesters in Dharmshala also held a signature campaign and appealed to the people to show their support for the cause. A total of 33 elephants are currently participating in the annual Temple Elephant Rejuvenation Camp in Coimbatore district of southern Tamil Nadu state. The beautifully decorated pachyderms, along with several others from across the state temples, were given special food and fruits at the camp. The 48-day camp concludes on the 20th of February. Every year, the Forest Department of the Southern State of Tamil Nadu government organizes this camp for elephants belonging to temples and mudds. A coaching program is being held in India's northern state of Jammu and Kashmir to help students clear various competitive examinations. Recently, the state chief minister Mehbooba Mufti had also inaugurated the divisional level Super 50 coaching program for students from economically weaker sections. The coaching program aims to provide a platform to the meritorious students who cannot afford the high fees of private institutions. Two engineering students from India's northern state of Punjab have created a prototype for a smart vehicle ignition system which can be operated through a smartphone. They have developed a software that can be installed on an Android phone. The software can be connected wirelessly to a smart vehicle ignition control unit through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi and can be used to start the engine of a vehicle and also control the headlight and air conditioning system. Well, let's move on to some entertainment news now. And hundreds of fans have welcomed Dwayne Johnson, Karen Gillian and director Jake Kasdan at Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle's premiere in Beijing on Thursday, inspired by the 1995 Robin Williams starrer children's classic. The film opens in theatres across China on the 12th of January. Golden Globe-nominated comedy drama Lady Bird gears up for the award season with 2 grand honours at the annual awards ceremony of the New York Film Critics Circle, while actor Saoirse Ronan has snagged the Best Actress award. Writer-director Greta Gerwig has accepted the Best Film honour for Lady Bird. The British Academy of Film and Television celebrated the best of the fresh acting talent this year, announcing the nominees in the Rising Star category. Actors Timothy Chalamet, Daniel Kaluuya, Josh O'Connor, Florence Pugh and Tessa Thompson were celebrated with nominations that were announced in London on Thursday. Actor Olivia Munn will be hosting the 2018 Critics' Choice Awards to be broadcast on the 11th of January. Joey Berlin, the president of the Broadcast Film Critics Association, has said in a statement that Munn's work as an actress, along with her activism, give her a powerful voice, making her the perfect candidate to lead the night.